But this is a hell of a draft that we have got here. You jam the Sven, Xtreme respond with the Faceless Void. They already had some Primal BKB lockdown. You then respond with an OD to save in the Chrono. Xtreme match you with XM signature Viper to break that OD passive. He gets no mana.
Oh my god.
But then, Bobo with a left hook. Ends that with a Slardar to ruin this Faceless Void's game and send Ame to the Shadow Realm. Damn. And the game all starts with Jin Q all chatting 3 a.m. Work, work.
So you agree with the panel then? You think that Bulba cooked on this one? Think the man outdrafted Xtreme Gaming?
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But they do present some decent lanes here. I just have faith in XM Viper. I think if you give XM Viper or Sniper, your win probability goes up by 15% instantly. So I have faith.
We'll see how this mid matchup goes. Is it supposed to be pretty Viper favored when it comes to lane? I don't really know.
Yeah, I think so.
I found XM's Viper stats. They're not particularly inspiring.
Yeah, well, stats sometimes lie, Austin.
He's 22 and 20, or excuse me, 23 and 22.
23 and 22. So his Viper stats are literally 3-2-2. That's what you're telling me.
I guess so. Yeah.
You're telling me this. Interesting.
I'm also saying he has a 51% win rate.
So if he loses this game, he will
back to 50-50.
It'll be perfectly balanced.
Yep.
Interesting. Yopaj run out.
They're killing it on the CS right now.
Yeah. Turning it up. And nobody died at the runes. There was no first blood. There was no crazy action.
Did we split the runes too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Slardar's going to dumpster the Faceless Void lane.
Never mind.
We did not split the runes.
Well, they did get split. It was an uneven split. You did not specify.
Nice arrow. Damn, GQ. All right, so the Slardar's going to dominate the Faceless Void matchup. That seems to be kind of untouchable. I don't know how the mid matchup seems to go. I would imagine it goes better for Viper over time. But
as long as he can maintain
really funny
his mana, yeah, I think he's favorable. Like, you can Astral him, deny, exchange water runes here, but the Viper does force you off these waves. It's getting rough for Yopaj mid.
Yeah, and there's not really another option for OT. You kind of have to keep laning. So yes. We'll see if Shopify want to try and change the situation by rotating some supports, but obviously for now, they're very happy with at least this side lane right here.
Classic Crystal Maiden death. Need I say more? First blood.
Walked into the jungle and never came out.
First blood to the Slardar. Many good lucks were said at the start of this game, by the way. It's like 30. I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Jin Q maybe having some late night delirium.
You'd think they'd be used to this schedule by now. Then again, I guess I'm not, so.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Another courier death. As these couriers continue to run atop the tree line. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows how to prevent it.
Look at that micro, though it's...
Yeah, because the other one died. If only we had technology to prevent these atrocities. But we do not.
Giant wave pushing in. All right, so Yopaj keeps on getting hit by the Viper, then he imprisons, he backs away, XM sits on his high ground.
Yeah, XM is pulling ahead in this lane considerably.
18 and 14 now.
Yeah, that's a lot against an OD, right? A hero that generally will win the CS battle. Oh, he missed!
High ground miss for the range creep. Killer.
That was a big CS to miss. That was not a small CS. That was a big CS. He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
They don't really have the best imprisonment follow-up, I feel like.
No, not really. There is none.
It's kind of like
it's a defensive Astral game, right?
Yeah.
And the other issue is he could just never deward this high ground obs. High ground obs for Viper is maybe the best mid high ground.
Nice
obs.
arrow. Jin makes a rotation. The one lane that was going to be hard for Xtreme Gaming, it seems, gets set into a tri lane.
Xtreme came into play.
They did. They recognized the leaning setup that Shopify was winning.
I feel like XG is the most, dare I say it, extreme team in Dota right now in terms of volatility. Like, their highs are like, okay, they could beat anybody. They could be the best team in the world. And their lows are, this team should disband tomorrow.
No, their lows aren't that low.
Did you watch last game?
Yeah, but that's bad drafts happen, you know? Happens to everybody. Oh, the arrow! Dang, Jin
from downtown.
This man wants to go to the playoffs. In order to do so, you really need the win here. Because if you get the win here, you even have a possibility of ending in the top 2. It's kind of a low possibility, but it's there.
I mean, all these wins matter because you're playing for points as well.
For sure, yeah.
Go to a world title later this year in Riyadh. It's a lot of effective money and prestige that you're playing for. You don't have to necessarily win this tournament to come out with a dub, right?
Yeah.
All these series matter a lot. As clowny as some of these games have been, they're potentially worth a significant amount down the road. So you better be cooking, and you better not be burning. Oh, that's
a big
yeah,
DS right there.
See, now you're getting it. That was a big deny. That was a mental deny for Saberlight.
Now he's got a mental block. Another deny comes in.
And he went the raindrop because he got ganked, but the raindrop's not doing anything on this lane. Astral, but that arrow is the enemies.
If XM can manage to get off his ult. Oh, I think he spotted him.
I mean, Viper took this lane over. Like, CS is one thing. He has 26 denies now. He's up 1,000 net worth. Artor is at the top of the charts with 55, though. Sven is free farming down there. That's the one lane XG have just given up on as Jinku is roaming. But I think that's an okay trade for XG because you're getting a lot more farm on Ame than I think he would.
Blood grenaded on both sides. Damn. The Illicor's going to try and help him out with a flame break. Fairy Fire. Kitrak still dies. Jin-Q gets a little bit low, but he's got the leap to get it out of the flames. And another one to put the arrow right on that Slardar. If they get lucky on the bashes, or they just get him with the frostbite. No, they need a bash.
Did get his courier.
The time walk bash. Nope. Denied by the crush.
So Ame killed his courier. That could have maybe helped them get the Slardar kill, but courier's not the worst outcome, plus a kill there as well as Yopaj continues to suffer in this matchup, man. It has been very one-sided. Maybe if they had roam potential off these Astrals, it could have looked different, but just nothing to help the man out.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about it earlier, because it was like, if you don't have anything that works well with the imprisonment and you're losing that lane, then there's no way to change the outcome. It is a confirmed trajectory.
I'm telling you, when XG need a win, they go to the Viper or they go to the Sniper.
When they need a win 51% of the time?
No, because those losses are in unnecessary games. I'm talking about necessary Dota.
Right, right.
23 wins in necessary games.
You're saying all those 22 games didn't matter?
That may as well have been pubs, for all we know.
Mm.
And this laning phase looking solid for XG. They got out of it with a void. Generally, you're happy when that happens. Now there is an astral save in the game. There's, you know, time dilation you can steal and throw back. They're gonna try and chrono into Viper ulti. It's one way to do it.
Yeah, they got him. It's not going anywhere. So Slardar continues to suffer. Xtreme are gonna make serious efforts to keep his game down.
I mean, they have a solid game plan, right? Alleviate the Slardar lane pressure, give Ame a game, and just set up these arrows and Viper ults best you can. Make Shopify continue to run in to your Viper. Hero they don't interact with well at this point.
Yep.
And it's working. Now, the point of counterbounce here is Arteezy, who they're ignoring. And we've seen Free Farm Sven do some crazy things this tournament.
Yeah. We've also seen Shopify put all their faith in Sven before, and it didn't work out.
This is a similar scenario, right? They picked it early. They let the Void counterpick in there. It's not the ultimate free Sven game. Viper, Void, Primal are all pretty good at dealing with him in the fights in their own way.
Got him on the lasso, but they've already used the bash, so the crush is the end of that disable. Oh, and Arteezy gets snapped by the arrow. So you can't immediately chase after Ame. They're fighting underneath this tier 1 tower. It is messy. It is bad for Shopify. Real bad is Saberlight. It's going to go down. Yopaj comes in and hits a big blast. Almost finished off the Faceless Void. He was like 10 HP, but he survives in the end. Yopaj might get run down by XXS. And that's another arrow from Xinkyu. And now he's hit by the Viper as well. The Sven's going to die.
It's a disaster on this gank. And Arteezy knows that that is an expensive rotation for him. He's free farming an empty lane bottom. He's doing this to enable the team, and they get nothing for their trouble outside of a Crystal Maiden. I mean, just sick arrows from Xinkyu.
Very sick.
2 arrows on a Sven with no setup. Man just says easy. 3 a.m. Dota. Been training my whole life. He has washed his face, and it's showing.
Only way it could have gone better is somehow Xtreme could have killed Yopaj as well, but
I would have liked that.
What a break. What a change of fortune for Xtreme. Arteezy effectively shuts himself down by going to that gank, and Xtreme now up by 2K.
The prize is mine.
That's a move for Shopify that works 9 times out of 10 if that Slardar lane does not receive as much pressure from XG as it does.
Yeah.
That Slardar stronger, you get more damage into the initial go attempt, then Arteezy can clean up there. And you just swing all that net worth back. But little things add up, as we've seen. And now you're in a position where Xinkyu is closing in on your mid OD. Not a good place to be with this hero. He does not generally recover well in games.
Yeah. The Chronosphere's back up too, so part of the reason they made that play, right, was Chronosphere was down. No chance of a turnaround. They make that move successfully. Maybe they take the tower, but now assaulting that safe lane, it's a tricky position to be in. They use the Chronosphere to make sure Theolacor isn't getting away.
I mean, they'll take that on the TP out. It's a lot of extra gold and space for Ame. His tier 1 tower still up. This Slardar lane has not achieved what it was supposed to accomplish. Now, Shopify can fall back on some early Roche taking with like a chrono cooldown.
Yeah.
That's a hard contest for XG.
It's
one way they can get some gold back on these heroes, but it's going to have to be Artur picking up the weight here. He's still the one having a good game. It's going to have to hit his timings, and Shopify are going to have to fight around him. Because you don't want to let this game just turn into static farm warfare with Sven versus Faceless Void when your OD is suffering. Does not sound like a recipe for success. And an invasion into the Ancients, pressuring the Sven, looking for the rune, but he will find something a lot less enjoyable, which is death.
Damn damage rune. Find the right opening here. They might be able to take a tower with this. They're moving 3 heroes over to Ame in the safe lane.
They want to take this tier 1. Remove control around these Ancients. They have the DD on the Viper, but this is still pretty slow. I guess Shopify is not in a position to do anything about it. This is going to be a sad tower to lose when you have a Sven who needs access to these camps. It's going to up the threat a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Arrow goes out, just a little bit of scout into the triangle.
Radiant's top tower
But nobody is home from Shopify Rebellion. They're not trying to defend this.
And he is still working towards that Witchblade.
I mean, once again, Shopify is sitting, looking at a lineup that can be pretty slow.
Yeah. It's not a lineup that minds farming if nothing happens. I mean, some of the... You could argue some of the onus is on XG to make, you know, a little bit more happen with this Viper. But their lineup is also fairly static-oriented between Viper, Void.
One way to get him moving. Smoke breaks. They need the vision. Arrow doesn't land. Saberlight starts making a break for it. Hit him with the blood grenade. DY's trying to catch up to hit a frostbite. Gets him now. Viper's still trying to make his way across, but he gets there in the end. The Viper strike will be the end of Saberlight.
And his courier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Valuable rotation for XG.
Dire's middle tower is under
Worth over 1,000 gold. They'll get another tower off of it. Anytime you can activate Viper in this game, you're going to feel great about it. Because the other two cores can farm. Clear the waves. They'll find Alassa with that blink reveal, but who's finding who here?
Apparently, it's the other core finding death. XM joins in another fight, just back-to-back fights where he gets a kill. So he's just skyrocketed up in net worth. He's now sitting second.
He's been a part of 5 out of the 10, and this is a non-bots Viper.
I was gonna say, I almost wonder if he regrets the treads the way this is going so well.
I don't think so. Definitely makes his lane a lot better, a lot stronger in the fight. Your map mobility is a lot worse, but if you have cores who are gonna scale and can pick up that farm, then you don't mind sacrificing that. Because then the supports will go to you, instead of you having to go to some fight. And that's what XG are doing right now. They're going to try and look at these ancient camps. I mean, they're praying RTZ gets greedy here.
Can't imagine he will. He's going to go to where he has vision. That's going to be the triangle.
The thing is, this type of move just pays off for XG no matter what.
How so?
I mean, there's 3 heroes from Shopify watching our Taurus farm 2 camps, right?
Yeah, but there's 4 heroes of Xtreme top.
Yeah, but they got Ancients. They're going to farm their way back. The lane goes in, so someone has to stay top when this lane goes in, which is going to be the Sven. Allows you to make a move, and Ame is living the dream. An untouched Void.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, maybe bringing 4 for that entire thing wasn't the most efficient, but...
But there's a general theory at play there that is good for Xtreme.
Yeah, it's really limiting how much Yopaj is getting right now, as he continues to struggle to keep up in this game. And this tier 1 mid is like your last real team fight hope if you're Shopify, before you just have to play a wide open map.
They're not even setting up to defend it, so they are apparently they've already mentally moved on to that space you're talking about.
You're going to be down 3 tier 1s. And I don't think XG are just going to give that top tier 1 for free. They know the value of it right now. Oh, they actually did. Okay. That died faster than I thought. It was a lot lower. So this move will not be there in time. This means they might not catch Artur, especially with that D-ward. He should know there's heroes coming and he'll get out. So they can gate here.
Yeah, they could. Somehow the smoke could end up still finding him if they smoke to gate. They spotted. Oh, missed the blink, and now they go for the punish with the mass TPs. They actually stop one.
I mean, he knew that play was coming. He was scouting for it.
The Primal Beast catching him on the other side. He's trying to sandwich, but Saberlight's going to TP as well. Everybody adds out. Nobody dies.
What is this a replay of? Oh. Sure. Damn.
That had to be so close to Lasso actually going out. But even then, I kind of feel like he's strong enough, or maybe accurately, Saberlight and Theolacor aren't strong enough to kill him.
They do have Orchid.
Yeah, I guess so.
They would be close with the soul burn damage. Depends on how fast the team gets there. It's a Blade Mail Primal.
Not an easy target to go on, especially with DY sitting at the side. Ooh, RTZ makes short work of him. Never mind. He's going to get Viper struck, though. Arrow goes on bind. Nobody hit. Kitrak pushing back these heroes with a stolen freezing field. Good stuff, but he does die for it. Now the Chronosphere comes out, but the imprisonment is there as a response. And Theolacor just nabbed away a Haste Rune. Makes a run for it. XM trying to kite out Saberlight right now. Theolacor tries to bump him back into the Slardar, but the Slardar's already dead.
Oh! If he had hit that,
got him. Theolacor, a little sidestep there.
I would have sent him a check in the mail if he'd hit that one. My God.
What, you got stakes on this match or what?
What? No, just like a congratulatory. Here's a check.
Congratulatory check.
That is a sick arrow. That lands if he's not looking. A pretty even team fight overall. I mean, you get to spend some kills. He gets out. That Chrono is just not doing too much damage, especially when you have Astral to bail out the second half. The Mjolnir got delivered to Ame in the middle of that fight, but after the Chrono, so he was missing a lot. And the Viper just stands strong, man. XG just fighting around XM. Shopify are having issues manning up against the Viper and how strong he is in this game. He's just found so much farm. And the Dragonlance Tread Spark of Courage for the extra armor when you get low. Really nice neutral item versus Slardar. He is big.
Is there any chance, any way that Xtreme could be the ones to take Roshan? To take that option away from Shopify?
They can do it here.
Doing it without Chrono up is a pretty bold move.
It is. This is contestable by Shopify, but it's also like a surprise factor thing. I just don't know if they're expecting this. And it is decently fast with Mom plus Mjolnir, so they scan it, but too slow.
Yeah, they moved across. Nobody has a TP to get here in time to start trying to delay this.
That's a huge win.
Big,
Getting Roche without Chrono in this game. Ame, Grand Theft Aegis here. And that smoke from Shopify is just not even going to land, so more wasted resources. I mean, maybe they find somebody lingering. The damage has been done. Slardar lineup with your Blink Orca timing, giving away an uncontested Roche. Jin Q is vibing in this game, 208. And he's got a whip, as I cursed the hell out of him.
Just picked up his Guardian Greaves too, so in the future he might be able to survive through something like that now that he has a Dispel for the Orchid. But also just general concern for your potential to burst damage heroes when you get that Greaves armor aura in.
Yeah, Greaves is amazing versus Slardar Lamps. Just so much extra value.
Oh, wow, they really just dropped that on him, huh?
Yeah, that was like a BM play or something.
I mean, he's got the Aegis, so he wants to get aggressive. And XXS with the grab pulverized on his Saberlight. Saberlight takes away that Aegis, but it is a good position for Xtreme to be in. XXS red Theolacor. He didn't quite touch him, though. There's a chance Theolacor can maybe get the blink away, keep his distance. Oh, no! It was just like he came up for the smallest little frame of a second.
And Viper Shard means XM can start to beat these towers down on his own.
Yeah.
Convert on these teamfight wins. What turns into a Rubik solo Chrono ends in 3 deaths for an Aegis. And you're probably going to lose a tier 2. A very frustrating game for Shopify. A lot on the line. And it's just not going their way as XG have just made the better moves.
Yeah, a reminder that Shopify have a tough opponent after this. They desperately need the win here to put them at a score that gives them a chance to be in tiebreaker, because they're facing Falcons after this. Unless Falcons decides to be merciful. Shopify will have 0 chance if they lose here, and that match counter grab with the pulverize.
Got the grease
Mirana
off.
with the grease off is going to be able to get away. Now the stolen pulverize goes to work on XXS. His BKB it allows him to just push through all of this.
Yopaj in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to come back into a world of hurt. He's dead almost instantly, but he does manage to get the kill onto the Mirana before he goes down. They'll get the Liquor as well. So 1 for 2. Wait, he's blink. Never mind.
I actually just didn't get bashed at the end. Hella fast, too, with that drum charge, but it's another fight that does not go Shopify's way as they fail to get this tier 1 mid that's still up at 25. Such a strong tower for XG to fight around. Gives so much vision and setup for the Void to come in. And Yopaj has to go deep on that fight. He gets charged through. XXS did work in that overall exchange.
Is Ame actually still going to find him?
This is an interesting chase. Like, is this even worth it?
There's no way.
Dire are scanning.
He's still
Radiant
looking,
are
man.
scanning.
He has a TP. I was like, oh, maybe they know he doesn't have a TP. Meanwhile, like all of this chasing has left XM at a different part of the map entirely alone. They got his monster kill streak. That's a ton of gold.
860 for Artur here. And he has Axe, he has BKB. He's still very farmed in this game. If he finds the right jumps, if you burst the Faceless Void at the start of a fight, door is wide open. Lincolns will make that harder, but he will die to those Sven swings. And Stolen Pulverize is probably the best spell Kitrak can get this game. Maybe you get a Vipe Roll, you can break someone back, but outside of that, having cast range on this is just nasty. It also looks really cool.
It looks janky as hell, but yeah. Crystallis, Daedalus build up for Arteezy likely.
I think the Daedalus timing for him is going to be the biggest timing for Shopify in this game. Like, you want to come back in this game, you want to get that next Roshan. It's got to be off the Sven, getting big hits in, big crits, getting the job done the hard way. It's about this Faceless Void. You gotta control the Void, control the damage that gets done in a Chrono. Either Astral save it, start on him. XXS has also been a problem, but there's only so much you can throw into him with BKB Blade Mail Blink. Stealing Pulverize will help. Getting multiple Slaughter Amps will help. And if you can start a fight with a lasso on somebody, that's maybe the biggest thing for Shopify.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Get a lasso, drag somebody in, isolate a target, set the fight up on your terms. Moonlight Shadow is there to try and combat that. So a lot of back and forth in these fights in terms of trying to set it up to be favorable. They're looking for the hero to come back on this tier 2. It will be Ame, but he is not showing. And the team is smoking to him. So XG reading that Shopify were here, trying to bait this out into the smoke play, but
Shopify's already given it up. Back and forth.
And that's a Wisdom Rune spawning. So that is why they defended it. Felt Shopify, maybe we're going to sneak that play. The smoke will push out bottom lane, and it's going to swing back towards that daytime Roche in a couple minutes here. You just got to prepare for it. Oh, he got Quiver. That's a nice one.
Ran into a ward as their smoke had expired, so no chance of finding Yopaj, who was actually down there in the corner farming away. How's Yopaj's net worth coming along? Or items progression, rather?
He's getting there, right?
BKB?
This is kind of most you can hope for.
Yeah.
Like, Parasma is this hero's biggest damage spike, but he has the survivability now.
I mean, if they picked the Imprisonment to counter the Void, how much does he need to do damage and how much should he focus on saves? You know, Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter, Aether Lens, you know, like those sort of things.
I mean, he needs to deal damage in the fight, but the fight should develop with the Slaughter Sven going in.
That's just cheating.
Yeah, that's okay. So when Slaughter Sven go in, there's going to be time dilation, there's going to be Chrono to deal with their BKBs. Ame's also going to BKB, presumably. So if you can get in a situation where Astral saves someone in a chrono, that's ideal. But positioning might not make it available. Could be other interrupts at the same time.
Well, that's why I'm saying, why don't you just try and focus on empowering that imprisonment as much as possible then?
Illusion.
Well, he can't go in first. He just gets chrono.
Right, which is why I'm saying Blink Dagger. So he can sit farther in the back, wait for the chrono, and try and counter it entirely, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's
looking
thinking
around with this gem.
He's thinking about Blink.
Okay, a little pick off here on a support.
Not
Wait,
dead.
not so easy. Oh, and it pulled him into position to get the Chronosphere onto 2. He can only save one of them. He's going to choose to save the Slaughter. The Slaughter is going to come back into an arrow, though. Superman Sven on the way. Blocked out by the Lincolns, though, and he gets pulverized, grabbed as well. His BKB is being entirely wasted right now, and Ame doesn't even bother with him. He goes instead for the OD, trying to take this guy out. Whoa, XXS just stopped the TP away from the Sven. Arteezy does manage to get the Marana kill. That was the first kill that Shopify looked at, and it's the last kill of the team fight. They got nothing else.
They were trying to back off early so they didn't go into that chrono, and ended up backfiring hard as Jinkyu lives, baits him in a little farther. Ame gets 2. You save 1 with the Astral, but you can't save both. And that Sven stun hitting the Lincolns. That was just deadly for Artur. Because he went in, he got broken by the Viper, stuck in the goo, and there's just nothing to hit. Shopify continue to find only frustration in these team fights.
And now a BKB is done for Ame. I mean, it is so hard to catch this guy and 100 to 0 him now.
And he was so close to Daedalus, right? He knows that that's a fight you have to win this game. It's another Roshan that your Slaughter lineup needs. The window is closing here.
Up by 10k in Aegis in the back pocket of Ame. Shard is helpful for the OD. Saberlight's just so far behind. I mean, now comparing him to anybody else in the game is looking pretty rough, but at Orchid Blink, they just didn't really get kills with it, right? They got like 1 or 2 pickoffs.
They did not find much.
I mean, that's like the second or third time that they've specifically tried to grab Jinkyu and missed by like 100 HP.
He's just been toying with him on these jumps.
Yeah.
I mean, he's baiting it out. Sometimes what you have to do when none of your cores want to be the target. I think XXS could present himself on the front line, but at the same time, like, he's doing so much work once the fight develops. Yeah, just throw the Marana up there. Let him jump the Marana. I mean, who cares?
A full-out ADC for the Viper. This guy is super tanky against the Sven Slaughter, and XXS has grabbed Yopaj to the mid lane, pulverized into Arrow. Beautiful combo. I'll have no problem taking his life, taking his tower, and pushing the high ground.
Viper Shard, Aegis intact. Nothing to stop you right now. And the wave did not get cut, so this glyph is not going to even kill that wave. No buyback on the OD for 80 gold.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Shopify, knowing that they're not in a position to be able to fight, are cutting waves. Xtreme Gaming, knowing the same thing, are just going to go for 2 lanes.
Have to find some sort of backstab with the Sven.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Get on the Marana or the Maiden, get an easy kill, translate it into something, I don't know. You're about to get Megas here.
Radiant's middle barracks has
Yeah,
fallen.
there's no tier 2 this time around to protect
Radiant's
this top
tower
lane.
is under attack.
10 seconds left for the OD. Back Backdoor protection finally goes up, but they're beating through it. The Viper with his stacks from the shard actually allow you to...
Ame does not want to...
Yeah.
Does not want to get stuck there. It's going to be another smoke from Shopify that gets committed for the fight. XG just back up, so... I mean, do you chase with this? You have your Slaughter BKB finally. You're going uphill in division. It's a suicide mission.
Maybe a long wrap around.
Shopify are stuck. It's so hard to go high ground here. Don't have the vision. At the same time, the waves are just pushing in. What stops XG from just going up high ground with the next set of waves here? You still have Aegis on the Void. You put him on the Viper on the front line. Neither's an easy target.
Level 20 Viper. Solar Crest for Shin-Q. Guardian Greaves, Solar Crest, so many different things to take up these heroes. They try and go for the jump onto the Faceless Void. They have to 100-0 him there, but there's no chance. He's stolen Pulverize. He's still being controlled, but Ame will manage to get off the Chronosphere. Can he do damage with it, though? The Imprisonment goes out, and they finally take away that Aegis. Yes, but it costs the Slaughter his life. They got some hero kills. Meanwhile, Arteezy's trying to finish up XM. Oh, got popped. He couldn't finish him off.
The Blade Mail Reflect.
Oh, man. That was so much damage.
Had the Viper. I mean, honestly, not a bad fight from Shopify given this situation.
They lost 2 cores and it got 2 supports. I mean, the game's still going, I guess.
You got the Aegis. That's just such a hard fight when the Void has 2 lives.
Yeah.
But you saved your racks. And a steep cost. There's a lot of gold on these XG heroes. Ame's just going straight back. No Sven for 45. What is there to be afraid of?
Afraid of the possibility of buybacks, but they won't come. Mega creeps at 36.
They have played some very solid games this series and one very non-solid game. But it's the 2 out of the 3 that matters. Drag him in the fountain. It's close.
The stolen Pulverize helps. Again, he only gets to like half HP. And then they run out of stuns, run out of damage. He's able to cast some spells. Here's the Time Walk that gets him away. Saberlight missing out of the crush. XM, he can stand his ground more than the others, though he did just give up by Viper Strike to Kitrak. Sven, he has to stop that TP.
Chrono up again in 30 seconds. Even need to wait for it. Probably not. Just send the Viper in.
Yopaj going to be jumped here. Immediate response from Saberlight, but they get the kill anyway. Buyback immediately out from Yopaj is... Oh, Arteezy tries to chase after the back line, gets kited around by Moonlight Shadow. Now he's going to get run over by the Primal Beast, and he's dead. They did get the Void, but he buys back where Arteezy doesn't have his. Shopify, they're running out of heroes. They can't afford to let Yopaj die here. Saberlight needs to bail him out. The Manta gets popped and they finish him off. The OD's now dead. Now all their damage dealers are gone, and here comes the Chronosphere that's finally back into play. GG is called. Xtreme, a very much needed win for them.